Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 1. Who's gonna check my new boo? And I already recorded this video and it didn't save, so I'm upset. So for that reason alone, if you've been here before, definitely if you enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe because I got a whole lot of notes and now I'm doing this twice for y'all. I ain't doing it a third time. But if you're new here and you enjoy this content, check out my other videos. Be sure to like because I am trying to grow my channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump into it because it's a whole lot of Sheree's new boo all up and through the episode, okay? It's a crossover between two shows. So the ladies of Atlanta have returned. We start off with Sonya's husband, Ross. We're seeing his 40th birthday party. We see a preview of the mess, like we get a little snippet of the drama that's soon to come. But we got to get our feet wet. We can't jump all the way in. So, we got to rewind to 4 days earlier. So we start with Chateau Sheree. Now that her chateau is complete, we are going to see a whole lot of that house. So we see, pictures of 2 out of 3 of her kids. And for Sheree to be a scammer, she might be a scammer, but she look good. She about 50, but she looks amazing, okay? She looks really good. So Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville stops by. And, if you don't even watch the show, you know about Martell. If you didn't know about him before, you know about him thanks to this episode here that was on tonight. So she said despite the lying and womanizing and cheating he was doing on his show with his wife, he hasn't shown her any of that. Duh, like, he said you just his friend, so why would he don't really much like you like that? Like, y'all just started dating. Go ask his wife. Okay, you only gotta ask because it was on the show. So Sheree tells him to go get dressed because she got a surprise for him. He came over there with a full blown suit, a nice little tux on from a supposed photo shoot. Like you couldn't just he just wanted to make an appearance for his, he's stepping up as far as reality shows go. So he had to make an entrance. So the surprise was a personal chef. I hope Sheree paid this lady. She gave her the food, so I'm gonna just assume that Sheree paid her. I hope she did. So he come into the kitchen with his ungrateful self talking about this is a surprise. This is it. Yeah, this is it. You and your suit should have came over here and been bringing some food over here with your ungrateful self. You probably can't afford it because you're always crying broke ever since your wife left you. But that's neither here nor there. That's for check out my Love and Marriage Huntsville review. So he talking about he thought it was something else. He thought it might be because he's like, I saw another woman. He was insinuating he thought it was a threesome, a menage a trois, if you will. So they discuss Ross' birthday party, and Martell talking about who all gonna be there. Doesn't much matter. Be glad you gonna be there. You're not a part of this cast. Riding somebody's coattails. But he said he got a bone to pick with Kandi because in an interview, she was asked about him. She didn't just start talking about him. She was asked. And she basically stated that, Sheree's being used for publicity, in her opinion. She's not being used because she's in on it. This is a mutually beneficial storyline for them both. They both need it on their respective shows. So she ain't being used. She's using as just as much as he is. Martell said her husband is the opportunist. And then Sheree was like, well, I think they'll be respectful at the party. And he was like, they better. Aren't they like 3 feet tall? Listen. Now, stop saying Todd is an opportunist. They've been married long enough for y'all to cut that out. However, he is short. He got a point there. So we see Kandi, and she's talking to her day ones, Carmen and Don Juan. And the producers asked her about Sheree, and she was saying that whole thing. She didn't want the help. She tried to help her. That whole website crashing and selling clothes off of Shein and AliExpress and Amazon was just a big old flop and a disappointment. You disappointed yourself because your expectations for Sheree were too great. They were too high. You expected more out of Sheree than she expected out of herself. Just be glad she pulled the fashion show together. And I looked at her website up and running. She charging $200 something for them joggers. Girl, shut it down. Shut the website back now. Shut it back down. So, Candy's son Ace, apparently, he wants her to stop working like a Hebrew, Slave. Kenya and Manetta stopped by, and so I guess Candy apparently got a little beef with Manetta because she feels like she sided with Marlo last year. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot Manetta was there. I liked her when she was on that one show with them other exes from them other famous people. But she ain't add no value to this show. Not for me personally. She really didn't say nothing, didn't do nothing. However, she did do something for her friend Kenya. She hooked her up with a man. We know Manetta jumped ship. She jumped over the fence. She switched sides. So now she got a little cream for Kenya's coffee, a little cream and sugar. And Kenya said that the man she met makes her feel like a natural woman. She said she feeling stuff she hasn't felt that in so long. And she said her and Mark been divorced since 2019. And I still, in my opinion, don't believe this was ever a real marriage. But okay. If that baby didn't look like him, I would have been. I don't believe. Why is it taking so long for people who never even lived in the same state to go through a divorce? What are y'all fighting over? So they talk about Sheree's so-called boo, and the streets are talking apparently and saying that he's dating multiple women in Atlanta. He been dating multiple women ever since he started dating. I mean, so what? So Kenya claims Martell lightweight tried to talk to her. They check her DM and the message is gone. And they're like, oh, he deleted it. Now, I did see people talking. They were like, maybe it was an Instagram story, and it just got deleted. After 24 hours, I think Nisha said on her review, it will delete. So it's like, it could have been, you don't know what it was. You didn't see what it was. So why even mention this? And then somebody else, I forgot who it was, but they said Kenya been single. She been single for 50 years, but every time we turn around, somebody trying to talk to her. Everybody's trying to talk to you, but you renting men for to be on the show. You paying for men to be on the show, but we supposed to believe everybody and their mama just trying to talk to you. All right, sis. Kenya said she don't want no Martell. Every time he looks at a woman, she get pregnant. But then she gonna say, luckily for Sheree, she's done getting periods, so she don't gotta worry about that. Now, can get not too much. You and Sheree about the same age now, okay? Y'all not too much, cause you don't want Sheree to go there, cause then you ain't gonna like that. So, Kandi, she talks about her marital issues with Todd and him working all the time with his movie scripts, and then y'all know she gonna always give a good cry. And then she, I'm just cracking up. Kandi said she gonna give y'all a storyline this season. Y'all ain't gonna say she boring this time around. She gonna concoct something to talk about, okay? But side note, that KFC commercial with her and her son Ace is so cute. So cute. Like, I wanted to put my kids in acting classes. So we move on to Sonya and her full house, and it's still packed, filled to capacity, and she's still not pregnant. But Sonya said, look, this party, this ain't last year's gathering at the house. This ain't no get together. This ain't last year's party. I'm going above and beyond. I'm going all out. And she basically talks about how she hired her whole family. Her brother-in-law is her assistant now, and she done housed them and gave them jobs and got money for everybody in the house, and she providing everything for them at this point. So Kandi is complaining in the next scene that Todd is not spending enough family time with them, her and their youngest. And it's like so crazy. Like, y'all literally started over, all over again. Y'all got 2 grown girls, and then you got all over again with these 2 young cute kids. But he's busy working on his script. And he was sitting up there, reading it with whoever he was talking to, whoever he's working with. And he was like, well, I got to go. The wife said I got to spend family time. And he was like, you don't want to read over this last part? Like, you don't want to read over this one last time? I'm like, they had no care, no regard. They said, we getting this movie out, okay? We got work to do. But somebody said, going to call him Tucker Burris. And that's why he working so hard, because that is not that man's last name. So, she complaining because she like, I just can't do everything, this and that. Kandi, all you doing is pulling some to-go food out the paper bag and putting it on a plate. I mean, what? I know she a hustler. She be getting to the bag. She be getting to her money. But if you saw what a regular average mother and wife was doing on a day to day, you wouldn't know what to do. If that's overwhelming you. Um, Marlo's nephews, Marlo, get a new story. Marlo gonna have to get a man. She gonna have to get a man or a job or something because she lost us. She lost me with these storylines with these nephews last year. When she was friend of, she was able to get away, and I really never really thought she should have got a peach. I felt like they should have found somebody else. But whatever, she has it now. But if she gonna keep milking these nephews, because even then it was off there, oh, we're just so happy, we just love you, it was given staged. It just was not given authentic to me. But they cooked her tacos because they don't want to get kicked out again. And Marlo's life coach comes over. They need a life coach and they need full blown therapy as well. Marlo's acting like, oh, I just made one mistake and everybody's just shy. It was one mistake. That was a huge mistake to make. Okay. I mean, sometimes I be feeling like, ooh, I understand the urge of wanting to kick them out the house. I do. But no, the situation was completely different. And we can go in a deep rabbit hole talking about this. It was wrong. She says her sister got out of jail, but she has not contacted the boys. And she's like, those are my boys, and we going to be together forever. Girl, miss me with that. Too little, too late. After you done what you pulled last year, you can switch up at the blink of the eye. You for yourself first. So Cyan comes over to Sheree's house to work out for 5 minutes. And then we see a new friend of Courtney, who has a marketing business and an unheard of jewelry line. And they say they're friends because their kids went to school together, but none of them were in the same grade or nothing. Y'all got to do better if y'all gonna keep coming up with these false stories to introduce these people. Just introduce them and be like, this is my friend Courtney. Don't be like, oh, we met here. And please stop it. Please. We know it's fake. So Courtney claimed, this is her claim to fame, I guess, her way to secure the peach on the show. She claims Kandi was claiming her as a friend and researching her on Instagram. I don't believe that for a second. Why would Kandi need to research you? And this ain't to, throw no shade, but Kandi from Escape, Kandi that wrote No Scrubs, Kandi Money Long Bursts. It just don't make no sense. Sheree gonna say, well, apparently Kandi has a whole bunch of time on her hands because she keep my name in her mouth. First of all, we know that's not true. She don't got a bunch of time in her hands. Second of all, she don't keep your name in her mouth. She made a spoof about you and the rest of the cast. She made one about herself. So why are you acting like she was just talking about you? And you and Marlo started it first. Let's not forget. So Sonya was like, look, me and Kandi are good. Matter of fact, we about to drop on IG tomorrow. So yeah, we good over here. I know that's right. Bennett, my name ain't in it. I ain't about to be messing up this friendship. You on your own. Keep me out of it. I wouldn't keep me out of it too if I was Sonya. So Courtney asked Sheree if she got her glow because of Martell, because she got this new glow. And she was like, yeah, we've been hanging out tough. Like she said earlier in the episode, they were dating. Like, you sure? Are you sure? So Sonya was like, I don't want you wasting time. Sheree gonna say they haven't put a label on anything. Then she turned right around and said they both wanted to be intentional. Intentional about what? Not solidifying anything? Like, what kind of contradictory is this? Make that make sense. Y'all are intentional, but not putting no label on nothing. Listen, he over there in Huntsville telling the people you just his friend. Like, I need you to stop, pouring it on so thick. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. And I'm starting to feel like this is just her thing. She's going to keep dating these men who don't really like her just to have something to talk about on the show. It's worse than when Kenya was renting men. It's just bad. Stop doing it. Out of all the men she could have picked, this man has literal babies. So it's the day of Ross' birthday party, and Sonya said the initial budget was $40,000 for his 40th birthday, but now she done spent $100,000. Could have dropped that and got a little bit of a bigger house, all them people living there. But girl, don't spread yourself too thin for these Bravo cameras. We seen what happened over there with Kim Zolciak, and let's be clear, do not bring Kim back. We didn't want her in the first place. Don't bring her back. God, see, she was going to make an appearance. We don't want her back full time at all. So everyone's getting ready. And now Marlo talking about she on full with Kandi. Again, you started it. So Marlo gonna say, because once again, Kandi was doing spoofs, and she ain't like that. Marlo gonna say, "Oh, Kandi not doing well with Broadway or with singing." That couldn't be further from the truth. She's doing well with both, whether you like it or not. And what does Marlo got going on? Please tell me what she do. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what she doing besides selling reuse or let people rent her used clothes. So at the party, we see Ralph appear alone without Drew. He said she had a family emergency. And in Kenya's confessional, she like, okay, but you're her husband. Like, those are her in-laws. If she has a family emergency, you got a family emergency. You should be there supporting your wife. But Ralph was like, well, I got to support my boy. It's Ross' 40th. I knew then and there it was trouble. I mean, it was always trouble in paradise with these two, but now it's looking like it's real problematic because once y'all start making appearances alone, that's a telltale sign. So Kandi arrived and she was like, oh, so I ain't put a lot of money into this one. Like, it ain't no Kandi Burris party, ain't no Burris production, but you know, it's nice. Everybody don't got all these streams of income you got, Kandi, okay? But it was nice. Even Kenya, everybody, nobody had, and Marlo, did nobody say nothing negative about this party. It looked really nice. I wish I was there. It looked like fun. So, Sheree and Martel arrive, and they have Martel listed as Sheree's boyfriend. I know he gonna clear that mess up real quick back when he get back to Huntsville because he trying to get his wife back. And y'all over there messing it up. Okay, he said that she is his homegirl. Y'all gonna stop. So, Kandi and Kenya are dragging Sheree for bringing Martel in the first place, because why? And Sonya apparently ran back what Courtney said about Kandi looking her up and claiming her as a friend to Marlo, of all people. So Kandi and Kenya are getting to the bottom of this dirty dog Martel nonsense, and allegedly Kandi knows the other woman in ATL that's been kicking it with Martel. Kenya was like, if it's just about the D, let it be about the D. And I agree. If all you wanted was the D, then just get the D quietly. But it's not just about the D, it's about this storyline that y'all are trying to convince us with, and it ain't working. So, I mean, but you know what? I don't know. They got the people talking and they got her on another season. And Kandi was like, well, what if it's not about the D? It's about the D and the storyline. So Kandi politely goes and greets, friend of Courtney. If she gonna be in more than just this episode, I don't know. And Courtney talks about her friend, no friend nonsense. Marlo in the back, because they are right next to her, ear hustling, like... She trying to hear what's going on. Courtney, girl, you picked the wrong one. Because as fast as you got here is as fast as you can go. Kandi will get you up out of here. She will get you gone. Like, she's not the one or the two. We will move on from you so fast. Out of all the people you could pick with, why would you choose Kandi? Who really was unproblematic. Like, Kandi was like, I don't know what all this energy is, what all this fever, these vibes you giving me, I don't like it. Like, what is this about? Because I don't even know you. She's like, I don't know you, girl. Yeah. Then what she's saying don't even make no sense. Kandi was sitting up here looking you up for no good reason. Okay. On the other side of the party, Monyetta tells Sheree about Martel and the dating rumors. And Sheree like, oh, in her confessional, she like, oh, now you got a voice. Because last time we was all together, you ain't say 5 words. Now you got so much to say. But okay. Touche, because she didn't have nothing to say. Which is why I don't know why they brought her back. But okay. Sheree said, look, if Martel cheats, that's a downgrade. I'm a Ferrari. Like, if he cheating on me, it's just with a Toyota Camry. How is he cheating? I thought y'all didn't have no label on nothing. So, back with Courtney and Kandi. Kandi tells this lady, she like, look, I don't know what this is about, but you need to bag back. She like, no, you bag back. You bag. Listen, so I can tell Courtney, like, look, you did bring the energy, so, you need to gather yourself. And Courtney, with an attitude, was like, well, I can take accountability as a woman and this and that, but I don't have to clout chase. And Kandi like, who said you was cloud chasing? I am. What are you doing right now? What you doing right here? What are you doing right now, beloved? This is clout chasing at its finest. So Kandi got mad and threatened to headbutt sis. In her defense, though, Courtney, you are doing way too much. Like, this ain't the way if you want trying to stay. It's not the way. Because the fans ain't going to side with this. Kenya tells Sheree, she's like, oh, and another thing, besides him messing with everybody else in Atlanta, he slid into my DM. So Sheree was like, let me see. Well, let me see it then. 2 times she said, let me see. Kenya acting like she ain't hear her, just kept on talking. And Sheree was like, well, you know what, fine, you won't let me see. He over there, call him over here. Let's talk about this face to face. He can just clear the air since he here. So Kenya was looking like, what? You know, I was trying to break girl code, but Kenya, you should have left this alone. You don't have anything to show. So unless you have something like concrete, like this don't make no sense. You don't even know what the DM said. So I wouldn't have brought this up. But I mean, you know, they got to have the drama going. And I mean, Martell is for the streets. He was for the streets when he was married. He always been for the streets, always gonna be for the streets. But if you don't have nothing to show, like that just was not a good idea. But we left off with a cliffhanger. It's to be continued. We're going to finish this drama next week. So y'all let me know what you thought about the first episode. I thought it was good. I'm ready to see Drew. Be sure, don't you click off without subscribing now. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe because I had to record this twice. Okay. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.